when Cameron was in Egypt's land. Let my Cameron go.
Hi there, it's Nathan. Welcome back to my channel. Let my Cameron go. I'm on day 7 now. Now I'm up on a full week of this pipe and a big old tub of Carter Hall. And even when you have the temptation of it all, going to different blends, like, oh man, I don't know if I can handle that burley again. Get some variety and all that. Then you fill the pipe with it, light it up. How easy it is to light, how easy it is to smoke. And it's still got a nice little sweetness to it with probably what propylene glycol or whatever they have put on it. Yeah, it's good. So anyway, my to-do list of videos that I have, I overlooked Steve at Smoking Cardboard. He has an amazingly generous GAW. I mean, really. So I'm just going to get this in under the deadline. So, thank you, Steve. You know, we appreciate you too. It's a good channel. If you don't know Smoking Cardboard, then I advise you to find some friends to get you out from under that rock you've been under. Go and watch a few of his videos. Real laid back dude. Salt of the earth kind of guy. So, in any case, Steve wanted to know some family stories that we really enjoy in life. And so this really kind of comes down to some heredity. So, my dad was on the track team when he was in school. You know, and he participated, like he was on the swim team, and he's always had been a real good swimmer. Dad always had a lot of really good upper body strength. And so swimming was a real natural thing for him. And he was on the track team, and I guess he was alright at that. This one particular track meet that they were at, I think it was that now I'm going to forget parts of the story, but I'm going to get the general premise, which is the important thing. He was told to get out there and go do the hurdles. I can't remember if he had ever done them before or not. Doesn't much matter. So he gets out there and gun goes off, and you get a little bit of track, I guess, to get a good head of speed going. So he gets that head of speed going. Then the hurdles come. And he proceeds to clip as many of them as possible, so that every time he clips one, he falls down on his knees. And this was in the day when the track going around the field was not with that rubber stuff that they started putting in on all the fields in the past 25 years. Nor was it the stuff that was prior to that. This was back when their tracks were all loose cinder. So he ends up with scrapes and scuffs all over his knees and just a funny story when you think about it. His teammates all thought it was hilarious as well. So he was not... It didn't just end on the track. His teammates gave him a good ribbing and actually ended up giving him the moniker Old Cinder Knees. Today that would be called bullying. Because apparently we can't raise tough kids or something. So Dad gets through it all right. It turned out okay. But Old Cinder Knees is still going strong today. Kind of funny stories like that. You end up with the family, So, for the heredity portion of this, a couple years ago, yours truly turned the ripe old age of 40, which I still don't believe that I'm there yet. But at church on Saturday nights, one of the dads hosts a fun night for all the kids. And so his kids and some of the other kids get together and they try to get kids from the neighborhood around to join in on the fun night, a little bit of devotional and some competitive stuff. So his daughter gets a few girls to show up, but mostly it's the boys getting all their buddies to show up because it's physical fun. So this one evening in December, this is right shortly after I turned 40. Just a few days, I think, actually. And what they do is they get inside. We have this little dining room area downstairs with a super hard floor. This makes concrete seem like a pillow. And we take all the folding tables up and move them around, tip them on their sides, whatever, create obstacles for these kids. And we decided, that we're going to take some folded up socks, fold them up into balls, and throw them at each other. And if you got hit, you had to go back to your own base. And it was 3-on-3 with, about 5 or 6 teams. So we'd all rotate in and out. And it was capture the flag. So you capture the flag and you take the flag to the other team's base to score a point. Well, we had uneven teams, and so the guy running the show looks at me and says, "Hey, do you mind joining in on the fun and evening out the teams?" And so the teenage boy portion of my brain kicks in and says, "Yeah, of course." Because let's face it, sometimes we never get out of that. But I'm sitting there thinking, yeah. The one thing that I have done athletically, I played tennis in high school, and that really allowed me to hone my abilities with my reflexes. So my reflexes are really good. When you're looking at some type of long-term consistent play, I'm probably not your guy. Never was, but that happens. But my boyish bravado kicks in, it completely ignoring the fact that most of the boys in this group are playing for one of the local high school football teams and the soccer teams. That's trivial compared to the boyhood dream that I have going in my mind and showing these whippersnappers how to play. So, my daughter's there. Both my daughters are there. My wife is there. Enjoying the show. Then it's my team's turn to get up there. So I get up there. And the other 2 guys are on one of the football teams. And they go off to the right. And all 3 guys on the other team are just absolutely absorbed with them. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, this is just too easy. This is candy from a baby because, I'm me or something. So I run up there, grab the flag, and then I run off to the left to run to their base. Now, once I round one of the barriers, the only thing between me and the base is a table turned on its side. Now, I could run around, but I'm not a fast guy. And their response would be to nail me, and then it would have all been for moot. But I have jumped tables before. So I'm like, when the tables are on their side, they're a little lower than tennis nets, and I used to jump those all the time in high school. Notice the time when I used to jump them. This is 22 years later. Again, that's really inconsequential in my mind. I look at that and I'm like, I got it easy. So I get a little bit more burst of speed going, and you have liftoff. And I'm sailing through the air like a wounded seagull into a stiff breeze. And I clear it until that last inch of my toe on my back foot clips the table, and I go down like a bag of bricks, knees into that hard floor, elbows and forearms hitting the floor, the table tipping over and going BAM! Making this loud noise into this dining area. My wife and all the other ladies that are in the kitchen area are, what was that? Come over looking. They see me on the floor. The table is not where it was originally. I get up, and I'm like, man, I'm going to feel that in the morning. Where's the ibuprofen now so that I can get ahead of this thing? And I went around, I looked around. I wasn't the only one that hit the floor. Because when I hit the floor, everybody else around just laughing. Absolutely in fits. Thankfully, it was not recorded. But yeah, heredity is going to get you every time. The tradition of old Cinder knees continues. I did my dad proud. Had he been there, he might have lit up a stogie in pride. Anyway. Thank you, Steve. Again, brother, we appreciate you. It's fun to reminisce and think about the stories you hear about your family. And then have it trigger some things that, oh my goodness, now your kids have stories about you. God help us all. Anyway, count your blessings. Be thankful for them. And all that said and done, grace and peace to you.